Good morning and welcome. I'm Celeste and this is my YouTube channel, Celeste Creates. And today is July 1st, 2025, Tuesday, right? I think. And this is FlossTube number 88. So, welcome. I can't believe it's July. I can't believe 2025 is halfway over with. That's just kind of weird. And we just keep going, right? That's my son coughing. He's fine. Anyway, welcome. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Most of the time you're going to hear me talk about cross stitch, but I also talk about quilting. Today I'm going to talk about crochet, sometimes wool applique, sometimes English paper piecing, books, my faith, whatever manages to come up in an episode. So if you're new, welcome. I hope you find something that delights you, inspires you. Hopefully I don't get you in too much trouble. So if you are a returning viewer, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Just, I appreciate all your comments, all the kindness that you share with me, and you keep coming back over and over again. And so I'm really, really thankful for that. And so it's been 26 days about since my last FlossTube. I think I'd really intended to be back in 3 weeks, but we've had some little hiccups along the road, and today I think I was finally ready to share a video with you. So a lot has happened since June 5th. That was my last FlossTube video, and we've just been really busy and some just different stuff happening, and so I'll share all that with you today. And I have one finish. I have whips. I have some plans, some crochet. So a lot of different things to share with you today. So sit back and enjoy, and let's see where we go, because you never quite know. So let's see, June 5th, we'd already had so much going on when I talked to you last time. I kind of was saying that June 14th was the day that my fourth oldest was graduating from high school. We had a homeschool graduation, and I was kind of thinking, okay, June 14th, after that, everything will kind of slow down. Well, I should really just stop saying that, because that just never happens. You think it's going to happen, and it doesn't. It really just doesn't. So anyway, we did have graduation. It was great. The food that we had catered, we'd done 2 years ago for my son Andrew's graduation. Great Mexican food. They do such a great job. The whole thing was just really great. So that is done, and he's graduated, and now we got to start kind of pulling things together for him to leave for Benedictine in late August. So that'll be here before we know it. So you will not hear me say between now and then that things will slow down. I would, I shouldn't even say that once he leaves for college things will slow down, because I want to say that it will, but just tell me to stop. Just kind of slap my hand and say, no, Celeste, don't say that, because it's just a figment of your imagination. So yeah, so that'll be exciting, and so glad. I can't believe I've graduated 4 kids from homeschool. That's just crazy. So far so good. They seem to be okay. Isn't that what we all hope for, whether we're homeschooling or sending them to public school or private school, whatever it is, you're just, hoping, and more than that, praying that, that you've raised them well, and that they can be, in my prayer is that they will be holy and good, and, spread God's, love and peace and joy and the gospel to the rest of the world, and be, a light in these dark times, right? So that's what I hope for and pray for, and so far, so good. So let's see what else is happening for graduation. Let's see. So many of you know, so my daughter, she is a type 1 diabetic. So that's something that my family has we've navigated the juvenile diabetes for many years. Gosh, it's been 12? No, almost 10. I think next year will be 10 years. I'm pretty sure. And that she's had type 1 diabetes and she's doing great. And then about 4 years ago, our youngest was diagnosed with epilepsy, juvenile absence epilepsy. And so in the past year or so, we really haven't seen him have any seizures of any sort. And of course, he's on his medicine and stuff. And so we went for another visit, and he did a 30-minute EEG, and that was clear. So the next step was to do a 24-hour EEG here at home, and he did that, and it was clear as well. So it could be one that he has outgrown the epilepsy, or it's actually just being managed really well with the medicine. So we won't know until we start to try and wean him off his medicine. So after we've done some of our summer travels and things like that, then we'll begin that process and see what happens. And God willing, he has outgrown it, and we will be able to take him off medicine, and it would be a miracle. We've been praying to Saint Joseph. His middle name is Joseph. We've been praying to Saint Joseph for his intercession to Jesus, and so we'll see. So that's pretty exciting. I will keep you informed of how things go. Either way, it's good news. Either way, it's good news to have a clear EEG. And then Thursday, not everybody, just me and my husband are going with Nicole to move her to Kansas City. So all the boys are staying home, and I guess having a guy party here at home for the 4th of July. And we're going to be moving Nicole to Kansas City. So lots of great news there. I think when we last talked, she'd graduated and accepted a job, and so now it's all becoming real. So she took her NCLEX nursing exam on the 24th, and she passed first time, did a great job, passed in the least amount of questions. She was really excited. So we celebrated with her, and that was really fun. And so that hurdle's over, and so we are taking her and a bunch of her stuff up to Kansas City. I think she'll be in Overland Park, which I understand is a suburb of Kansas City, and she and some friends from school that have all graduated from Benedictine are going to be sharing a house together. And then she'll be starting her nursing job on July 7th, sorry. So yeah, gosh, it's real. She's not the first one to graduate college, but she's the first one to graduate and get out there and have a first job. So, because my oldest is graduated with his master's, but he's in law school. So anyway, so that's really exciting. Looking forward to that trip and getting her all set up. And her contract is for a year, so we'll see what happens in a year, if she wants to stay or wants to pursue something else back home, whatever. God is good, and he's just given her such a wonderful opportunity, so we're looking forward to that. And so other than that, the big news is I noticed it on Instagram about a week ago, I guess. It's been about a week and a half that we lost our precious puppy, Doug, our golden doodle. So he had turned 8 in April, and he was too young. And it was really, really, really sudden. If you followed me for any length of time, either on Instagram, there's always pictures of him on Instagram, and a lot of times he'll come to visit here on FlossTube, make an appearance. And so it was Friday, not this past Friday, but the Friday before, 20th or 21st of June, I don't remember what the day. But we were actually hosting our son's graduation party here at the house, and during the party he just, all of a sudden he wasn't okay, and was just standing there. And so we kind of moved him in his crate off to like our bedroom so he could be where it was quiet and kind of so we could monitor him without being out in the midst of everything and all the guests and friends. And so we did that, and he was just completely lethargic and panting. And so then at some point we kind of let him out of the crate and moved him to the bathroom because we thought, well, it's cooler in there. You know, he's panting so much, and the tile would be cool, and we gave him his water, and he just laid there. And you know, we were like checking on him every 2 minutes, right? And somebody was with him, and then we kind of went in and had taken everybody in to kind of, you know, see Doug, and we just knew something wasn't right. And he just continued to pant heavier and heavier, and really, in a matter of 20 minutes, he was gone. So, really hard to let him go. So I think this might be the first time I felt like tearing up in at least a week. But our pets are special, right? They're gifts from God. And he brought a lot of joy and a lot of fun to our family. And so it was just really hard to lose him. And so quickly, without warning. And in some ways, maybe that's good, because there could have been hard choices ahead that we were spared. I don't know. God knows what he's doing, and we often think we know, and we don't. He does. So it's kind of lonely around here without him. There's many times that it's little things that you realize where you miss him, like, you know, I'll come around the corner of the kitchen and I expect to see his little face in the door asking to come in, or you know, if my husband and I ever closed our bedroom door, or if I closed it or whatever and he wasn't in there with us, he'd be waiting like right outside the door. So to open the door at those times and realize he's not there, or he's not there to clean up the bit of food that falls on the floor that, you know, dropped for him. So, you know, just 100 different ways that you miss him. So he is gone, and yeah, we're making plans to get another one. So we're pretty excited about that. So when we do have our new puppy, of course, I will introduce you to him. I'm pretty sure we're going to do a male, another F1 golden doodle, and maybe a smaller one. We're not sure completely yet, but plans are in the works, and we are tossing names around, and just, you get so much joy. And so we're so thankful for Doug, and that God gave him to us to show us, you know, how good his creation is, how good he is. And, you know, pets, Doug especially, was just, you know, always an example of loves you no matter what, right? And we need good examples of that. So anyway, we have laughs, right? There's a rabbit in the backyard right now, that a wild rabbit that has decided to occupy the backyard, and we have lots of bunnies in the neighborhood, and but this one is like, now she's like in the backyard, and we named her Flo, and we were laughing the other day saying that, you know, Doug is looking down saying, man, I'm gone for a week, and that bunny's moved in and taken over, you know. So it's kind of fun. God kind of gave us a little bunny in the backyard for the interim, so that's pretty fun. So anyway, we're good. We are thankful for him, and looking forward to what's ahead. So anyway, with that, let's move on to the stitching. So I had one finish, and it's just really cute. This is my fourth animal cracker to finish, to stitch and finish. The very first one I did was the animal crackers from Stacy Nash Whitaker, the snowman. So I pulled him out at Christmas. And then last time I showed you my fully finished my finish, of Maggie May and Clovis in their little basket, and they're done. And they're downstairs next to my stitching chair, and I love seeing them every day. And then we had started this one together, many of us, on retreat, which is Lily. My glare is a little bad today. Let's hold her up over here. This is Lily, and she is a frog that came out at market. So I finished her and fully finished her. So as you can tell, I did her just a little bit different. I made her dress navy blue and polka dotted, and I put a star here. And then I did the top bodice of her sundress in red and white stripes. Filled this in instead of the white that was there. This is filled in with a different color. I have an email to respond to, and then if you're interested in my color conversion, let me know in an email and I can let you know what I did for each one. I backed her with a little blue and white print and a red heart. And then I made this little flag. Okay, so here's the story. Hold on, you know what? I'm gonna see if I can get that light better. I'm not sure that helped a whole lot, but we'll see. So what had happened when I was stuffing her, she's stuffed with a combination of crushed walnut shells and fiberfill. I do the crushed walnut shells first and really get it all around the edges, and then add fiberfill to kind of push in there. Anyway, when I did, I poked a big hole in her elbow. So I'm like, oh shoot, now what? So I made a flag, and it's on a toothpick. Of course, I realized after the fact that I really should have turned that red and white print sideways so that the stripes were going in the right direction. But oh well, we'll just leave it. Adds character. So anyway, the flag is stuck in the hole that I made when I was stuffing her. And there's some, you know, aliens in there to make sure nothing comes out. And I tied some little Silken Colors ribbon on there for fun. And all in all, I'm thrilled with how she turned out. I think she's adorable. But yeah, despite the hole in her elbow. Okay, so just when you think you've been doing this long enough that you shouldn't make a mistake like that, you do. So that is my Lily, and I'm so glad she's done. She's so cute. So what else have I been working on? Okay, so the thing I have spent the most time working on, I showed you last time that I had started this, and it is in my and web bag that I abandoned this Hands Across the Sea sampler and web, and turned it into a project bag. And so I think I had mentioned before that a friend so graciously loaned me the Cross Stitch Antiques chart, Julia Rachel de la Mer, and I am stitching her. I started her while on retreat at the end of May. And then I've really been working on her until just this past weekend. She's been my downstairs stitch, and I've spent a lot of time on her, and really, I almost didn't put her away to make a new start, but I did, because I've been enjoying her so much. So I think this chart will finally be available to the public and not as an exclusive, I think August 1st. And so I intend to, if I haven't finished my chart by then I will buy myself my own copy and return the loaner to the sweet friend and continue stitching. So I actually really did have a hard time putting this away though. So anyway, the chart, Julia Rachel de la Mer, and I am stitching this on a piece of, I think it's a vintage navy beam from Hands Across from Lakeside. And the piece itself that I bought somebody's D-stash, it was labeled 40. I don't think this is 40. I think I did a cursory, count of the linen. I don't think it's 40. It counted up to be closer to 43, 44. So I actually think I'm stitching on 46, and I really didn't even intend to. Anyway, here she is. So all the border that you see is completed border. All the flowers, all the different parts of it. Aren't they pretty? Look at all those flowers. The butterflies done, I filled in. Oh, I need to come back. I forgot I need to fill in the rest of this branch here. I started working on this the other day before I kind of put it away. I've done a bunch of this bird. I altered a little bit so she didn't look so funky. She was bothering me. And then this, can't see the lamb yet, but you can kind of see where she's gonna go. The little lamb is all right there. It's really pretty. There's an over one like moth or insect right here. I'm gonna wait on that one. I can do the over one, but it's a small thing, so if I don't do it right now, that's okay. I can come back and do it. I'm not sure I want to do it over one, but we'll see. I got to do some words down here over one, so once I get into that, I may be like, yeah, just go ahead and do the insect over one as well. The colors are absolutely beautiful. I love how all the border flowers just keep changing. They're really all, some are repeats, but there's really no rhyme or reason to the repeat. They're different here and there, and so pretty. So again, I think this is closer to 46 navy bean, 46 count. So somewhere in between there. But I kept thinking, this is tiny. Okay, so lo and behold, I can stitch on greater than 40. Didn't know I was going to do that, but hey, I am using all the called for over dies, and let me set it down. They are so pretty. You can see those. They're lovely. So many pretty colors. I love over dies to this day. They're still my very, very favorites. Very favorites. So there's a few changes that were kind of made that she updated, like the brown bear to use 844 instead. The chart that I was lent said instead of the Gentle Arts Piney Woods to use moss, and then I didn't have Raven, and so I'm using Caper, which actually I like really well where it's going. So I have just been trucking along on that one and really, really enjoying it. So pretty. It's one of my favorites. I knew I would love it. So that's Julia Rachel Dalen there. She's pretty. All right, so we'll be looking, I don't know if I'll pick her up again in July. I'd like to. We'll see what happens. If not, for sure I will be picking her up in August and or September for the 2 months of sampler stitching. Not like I don't need an excuse to stitch samplers, because that's what I do all the time. All right, so I put that away. Let me go get the book that this one is in. While I was up getting the chart I told you I was going to get, I got the chart of Julia Rachel. De la Mer, 1849. And that is her from Cross Stitch Antiques. And, okay, so then Saturday, I decided to start. I was going to wait till July 4th to start this, but moving with Nicole, I just was like, I don't think I'm going to have time to start it on the 4th. So I hadn't started the weekend before, and then I can take it with me in the car and at least already have it started. So it is in the book from Blackbird, Souvenirs of Summer. And it is one that I always wanted to stitch. I've only stitched one of these. I've stitched this one I've done that one, and that's downstairs in my patriotic display. And so the other one that I've always wanted to stitch is Summer Jubilee. So pretty. So that was the one I wanted to start for July 4th, and I may or may not finish it. I don't know. If not, I will get it done before the 4th next year. So what is that, 250 years that we'll be celebrating of our country? So it will for sure get done by then, but I may finish it before. So I'm using all the called for colors, which are such fun colors, really fun colors. And I forget what it called for. I can look real quick. Hold on. It calls for thank you for your patience. R&R 18th century Blackbird 30 count, which obviously not doing 30 count. And so I was looking through my stash, and I felt like this was going to be a really good match, or just a good not a match to Blackbird, but just a good linen for the colors. And so this is my leftover piece of camo fudge that my friend gifted me that I'm using for another sampler, Eliza Hills. And this is the leftover piece, which I still don't think I will use all of, 36 count, but I'm really happy with how it looks. It's a great color. All the colors are showing up on it really well. Really like how that looks. You can see there. Yep, really pretty. So I've done most of the alphabet. I think a little bit more of the alphabet is down here. Working on the flower. Stars are done. So much fun to work on. So this is the original, that camo fudge linen. And the colors are just such crazy unique colors for a piece, especially for a patriotic piece. Blackbird just, I don't know, did a really great job on this one. So let me hold that up. So there are those colors. Are they pretty? Better. There's a blue in there. Look at that. That's berry cobbler. Such unique colors. And so pretty. So everything on this linen is just gonna pop and look really beautiful. So I am gonna continue working on that. I love it. So we'll see. It goes pretty fast, so I'm gonna promise you that I'm gonna finish it, but it's entirely possible. So that's Summer Jubilee. So if you have that, or if you've wanted to start it, it's not too late to stitch along. I would love to have you stitch along with me. Another one that I started, it's actually still got a needle sitting in it from yesterday. This is kind of one that I've been working on up here on my stitching chair up here. Tend to have some smalls, or so pretty much have 2 stitching projects out all the time. This comes from this Blackbird book, United We Stand. And this is the needle book. That's mostly why I bought the chart, was for this needle book, which is so pretty. I'm not doing the needle book, I'm just doing the front. And I have it very close to being done. So everything is done other than, like, I have to fill in this little flower, the stripes, and in here, I'm filling in right here, that's why my needle's there, and fill in the house. And then it's done. So I am taking this in the car with me so we can do some great, I can do some great fill-in stitching. I'm pretty sure this is on 36 count. It's a Tropical Stitches. I can't remember now. It might be Faustina. I can't remember. Isn't that pretty though? What I love is that the white is going to be, the white stripes and everything is filled in with a color called, is it oak or ochre? oak, Weeks Dye Works oak, and so it is not a white. It is a, wow, it's a beige and tan, very highly variegated. It's really, really pretty. And then the house will be filled in with Confederate gray. So I hope to get that finished over our weekend of travel. So I'm really enjoying that. Here's that one color. Let's see if I can show it to you in there. See that? They're really pretty. Such a neat choice for filling in the stripes and everything on there. So that's another one that I'm working on. And the other thing I have tried to do, ooh, itchy nose, this month, I've done it maybe a couple times, is put in a little bit of work on my red sampler. So maybe 10 whole, threads. I'm not real good at that either, but I'm trying. I'm trying, because I do love working on it. So this is a Reflet de Soie. It was in a magazine. It was a series in the Gift of Stitching magazine. I've shared that before, and I'll try and share that link again. It's a beautiful red sampler. I think it's Lettres de Carmin, so it's like red letter sampler or something like that. And I'll put in a picture right here of what it actually looks like. Yeah, so I'm making progress. I'm almost to the edge with these alphabets, and then I think there's another small one under it. Then I forget what comes after that, but they're a real joy to work on. I totally forget what linen this is, but I know I'm using Weeks Dye Works Turkish red. So a little brighter, but such pretty variegation. I love it. So, so pretty. So I've been working on that and plan to continue. Really enjoy that. So I think that's all my whips, my finish, my new start. And I don't know what my exact plans are right after I finish the Summer Jubilee and the Clustered Stars. We'll just see. I think I'll be done with patriotic stitching. I don't think I'm going to do any more patriotic after that. And we'll just see what I work on. I'm just not real sure. I do know one thing I'm going to work on here. I'll show you that. These are for sure plans. So let me show you that first. I bought this 1, 2, 3 stitch. I was looking around for something that I could stitch, just kind of in memory of Doug. And so I found this sweet little Lizzie Kate. Dogs leave paw prints on your heart. So it'll be a quick little stitch, and then I figure I can put Doug's name underneath here or work it in somewhere. It was really cute. It came with like a little dog bone charm, so it's really sweet. So I'm going to stitch that. I know once I finish my small up here that I'll probably stitch that. So that's just I don't know what the colors are. It's got Weeks Dye Works or DMC or Anchor. So yeah, so that'll be fun. I'm going to stitch that and then put that somewhere. And then some of us, the Saturday Stitchers, we need to have a Saturday stitch sometime soon. But we are going to start together some sort of nativity on July 25th. And so several of us will be doing the Nativity Tiny Town by Heart and Hand. And I think, I don't know if Kim had decided, she was talking about it in a recent video, trying to decide which one she wanted to do. But I'm going to be doing the Nativity Tiny Town, and I will finish it in a drum. I haven't picked out linen yet. It calls for, they did 32 Boston linen. I don't know what that is. I have almost all of the, I think I have all of the overdyed except maybe one, but there's a DMC conversion as well. So I've pulled all those threads so that I do have. And I think 2 of them that I don't have on here are actually in another project, and I'll pull those when I'm ready to start. So yeah, that'll be really fun. I'm looking forward to that. And I'll just pick some linen. I'm sure I've got some good scraps, and then I'm gonna make a drum. I'm not going to do any of the frills that go with it. I'm just going to do that. So yeah, that is a plan for sure. July 25th, so join us if you can. Let's see, what's next? Okay, so now the I'm not sure plans. First, I am, and maybe I'll start one of these, I don't know. But these I just had to pull because I didn't want to forget that I really want to start them. I want to start Mary Barton's work from Mojo Stitches, so I'm going to do that bird. And I want to do Mary Amelia's bird from Quaint Rose Needle Arts. So who knows? Maybe I'll start them soon. Aren't they pretty? I love them. Okay, so my next plan is my birthday's on September 9th. It will be 50. Yay! Hoping for my birthday I get a puppy. Anyway, but so my birthday start obviously falls in sampler September, and so I'm really kind of trying to figure out what I want to start. Don't think I'm going to buy a new chart to start, but don't hold me to that because something new and amazing could come out and I'll need it. So we'll see. But the other day I sat down with my charts. And pulled out possibilities. So I think I am going to be stitching samplers in August and September with Nerissa, but I'm not going to be starting a bunch. So this is the plan right now. This is the plan right now. Could change, so we'll see. As of now, I'm only planning to start a sampler for my birthday, and that will be my birthday start for that. But all of my other sampler stitching during August and September will be the whips that I have, the beautiful sampler whips that I have. And I'm not sure if I'll pull out. I think what I'll do is I'll probably at least select one for each week of August and September. And I don't know, draw a name out of a bucket and start with one, and maybe with the intention of picking up the next whip the next week. And yet if I don't want to, then I won't. I will keep stitching on the one that I'm stitching. So a little free form, but maybe sort of a plan. We'll see what happens. Because I have so many that I absolutely love that I really want to work on. So that's my plan, but I am planning to start one for my birthday. So here's what I pulled as possibilities. And I was kind of showing all these to Renee, Prairie Stitcher 515 yesterday, and I was kind of like looking at them like, well, I don't know. Anyway, if you have a vote for which one you think I ought to start on my birthday, let me know in the comments, okay? And so, because I would love for y'all to stitch along with me for my birthday. All right, and this is possibly a no. I do like it though. Okay, so D Freitag 1849 from the Heart Needle Art by Wendy. I've got this when it came out, whatever year that was, 2021. But I'm not sure. I may just stitch the floral. But I pulled that one. So that's one of them. Another one that I started once and stopped and decided that when I did start it again, I would not do the DMC. I actually would do the overdyes. And it's a lot of overdyes to pull together. But it's a big sampler and it's gorgeous and it's worth it. So one possibility could be the Rose Wreath sampler from GGR. Yeah. The overdyes that it takes. Woo! Mostly Gentle Arts. And then some Weeks Dye Works and Classic Color Works. So the Rose Wreath sampler, that's a possibility. Y'all keeping track? Because you can tell me your opinion. Okay. This one would be lovely. The Lord's Prayer from Leila's Studio. And this I can do in DMC. So pretty. My friend Kara, Pink Daisy Stitch. I'm never gonna get it right, Kara. Lend me this chart. Okay, this one has been on my list for a while. I'm just not sure though. So here's a story on Susanna Lynch, 1862. Leila's Studio. They sent me the wrong chart. I'd actually bought the chart that was only this part of Susanna Lynch, because there is one out there, and they sent me this one instead. I don't know that I really want to stitch the whole thing. So I pulled that as a possibility. That has sampler threads and DMC. Be pretty. Okay. This is a big one. This is a big possibility. Fanny, I'm gonna say, Plié, 1848. This is a Reflet de Soie. Fanny, I don't know, Fanny Plié. She lived here in Texas. She'd be Fanny Plié. So, it's beautiful. I wouldn't do the words. I would just do the, frame it in a square frame. Oh man, oh Fanny, you might be calling my name. Love this one. Scarlet has Sarah Redfern. Be a lovely one to start. This is the other big one. Not the whole thing of Eleanor Parr from the Scarlet Letter, but just like Kim did, Kim the Contented Needleworker, or Contented Needleworker Kim, whoever you are, Kim. You know who I'm talking about. But she did just a side border of birds, or a top border, one of them. And that's what I would do as well. So I'm not sure yet, but this is a possibility. So if I did too, this might be the other one. Okay, and then the last one, I don't have the color picture of this one, is Cherry Hollow Farm sampler from Stacy Nash. A lot of pinks and reds in this. It's really pretty too. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, so what do you think? What should I do for my birthday? Leave a comment in, yeah, the name in the comment below. You want me to go through them one more time? Because I can do that. Okay, we'll do that. D. Freitag, 1849. The Rose Wreath sampler. Take notes. The Lord's Prayer. Susanna Lynch, 1862. Fanny Plié, 1848. Sarah Redfern, 1826. It's really pretty. Got some pretty colors in it too. A border of Eleanor Parr, or the Cherry Hollow Farm sampler. So let me know. Let me know what you think I should do. So those are my plans loosely, and now I can show you what else I've been working on and what I've bought. I have been working on crochet a lot lately, and that's been really fun. I had a shawl that I was kind of just sort of making up as I went along. Didn't like the yarn. I would take it when I'd go visit my dad each Friday. I would take it with me, and I finally just gave up on it. It was cheap yarn. I didn't like it, so it's gone. But I really enjoy crochet. And it was really, really fun to watch Brenda and Laura recently. I know Brenda has really been working on crochet and enjoying that. And so that was really fun to watch. So two things. One is I started a new shawl and I made another bag for myself. These are the best bags. I've linked the pattern before. I will do it again. It comes in 7 sizes and it is the Line Drawstring Bag. I might sell some of these, you can. And I love this size for the crochet. There's excuse me, there's 7 sizes. And I just love how they're made. So cute. That's how the inside looks. So I bought some yarn. So this is Laurel. I am a stitch nerd. I'm stitching with acrylic yarn from Hobby Lobby because of Laurel. Laurel has been crocheting as well, and when we were at the retreat, she was working on a blanket, I think, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is so soft. It is so soft and lovely. I was really surprised. And she's like, oh, it's the Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn, the acrylic yarn. And I was like, you've got to be kidding. Because I feel like I've felt it in the past, and I'm like, oh, that's rough. And so I never bought it. But hers was so soft. So I made a trip back to Hobby Lobby to investigate. And sure enough, most of them, there were a couple that looked a little different. Maybe they had something else woven into the yarn and it made it not as soft. But these are soft acrylics. So I picked out about 7 skeins. It was on sale. Yarns were on sale for 30% off last week. And I bought 7 skeins for a particular shawl. It's acrylic. So it's acrylic, and it is the I Love This Yarn from Hobby Lobby. And the color I got is called Float Along. And so the shawl that I'm doing is lovely. Oh, so pretty. I bought this chart off of Etsy. I can link her shop below. It's a great, great shawl. And this is just my little print copy. And her name is Sonia Hood. And it's a Knot Yourself Out Crochet is maybe, I think, her shop. And it's called Shall We Wear Green Wrap. And it was, hers is in green. So that's what it looks like. So this is just a PDF pattern. Shall We Wear Green Wrap. I will link it below. Version 2, it says. So I bought this beautiful yarn called Float Away. And here is I finished the one end. If you look at the chart, you can see like it's got this long end on it where it's kind of open and lacy. So yep, I have been working and I got that part done. So that is one end all done. Oh, I'm gonna love this. It is so soft. And the colors are beautiful. Look how pretty that's turning out. So now I've just started, now I'm gonna do like double crochet for forever. And then the other side will end with like 33 more rows of this kind. So anyway, I'm super excited. I'm loving it so much. This will definitely go on the car trip with me to work on. And I just really, really enjoy doing it. So I will provide you all those links below. And then I'll share with you because I bought a few more crochet hooks. I've had crochet hooks all my life, but they were just the ones my mom always used, the colored metal, which are fine. I don't love them. And then I happened to try one of these particular hooks and fell in love with them, and they are just the best hooks. So for that project, I'm using a 6, so a J, which is 6 millimeters. I had, it actually called for you to your base chain, did it with 1 millimeter bigger. So I did a 7 millimeter for just the base chain. And, which I really like that. And then, so this is a 6 or a J. These are called Clover Amour hooks. I love how they feel. I love the handle, the ergonomic handle. Feels really good in my hand. And there is something about the tip. It just glides. Your tension, my tension is better. I don't know, it crochets quicker and it just feels so good. So I absolutely love these hooks. And even my daughter had been crocheting with the others and she tried these. I made sure she gave it back to me though. She borrowed one. And she knit a scarf for her friend. And they're just really, she was like, oh, these are so much better. So yeah, I bought myself, I think I already had this one. I have a 4.5 and a 5, and I think they're down in my granny squares. So I have a I 5.5, and then I bought these recently. I bought 3 more sizes, a 3, a 3.5, and a 4 to kind of start rounding out my collection. Clover, Amour, and I'm gonna, I wanna, you know, these are for like a fingering weight or a sport weight yarn. So I wanted to just kind of round out my collection. So I bought those. And when I was watching Brenda and Laura, Brenda had been making all the doilies, the Lori Holt doilies. And so I'm like, I'm doing that. Why have I never done that? So I did not order Lori Holt's chunky yarn. There's a place on the other side of town that might be carrying it soon. I just thought I would try this instead because I have crocheted with this before, and it's a lovely yarn. So it is a, I want to say this is a fingering weight. I forget. Anyway, takes either a 2.5 to a 3.5. So this is sheep jizz. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. Sheep jizz? Sheep jizz? Sheep jizz. You can correct me, that's fine. Katana, that kind. And I picked out 5 pretty colors at the yarn shop. Aren't they lovely? And I'm gonna make some doilies like Brenda's been doing. They look really fun. So there is a tutorial on Lori Holt's YouTube channel for making these, and so I'm gonna sit down and work on those. Lots of fun. So, okay, what else have I gotten? What? Okay, so I am anxiously awaiting Teresa Koget's new releases. There is one coming, I actually forget what it's called, but it is the final prayer to the Divine Mercy Chaplet. And the minute I saw that she was creating that, I was like, I want that. So as soon as it comes in a 1, 2, 3 stitch, I'll get an email and I will order it and I will be stitching it there. So maybe that's another plan. She calls for a Valdani thread. It's all one thread. She calls for a Valdani, and it was called like Autumn Gold or Golden Autumn or something like that. And it's very pretty, but it is very golden autumn, and so it was more reds and oranges and golds, and it just didn't say Divine Mercy to me. When I look at the Divine Mercy image, I see of course, the blood and water, the white, red, and the blue, and just that dark background. It just didn't say Divine Mercy image to me. And so I ordered this one instead, and it's called Violette de Parma, and it's got these reds and deep purpley colors, really beautiful variegation, really, really pretty. So once I get my chart, then I think this is what I'm going to stitch mine in. Violette de Parma, and that's a Valdani 6-ply. So I bought that. My friend sent me a cute little kit. Thank you. Hopefully we can embroider this together soon. It is called This Little Piggy from Plum Cute Designs. It says, this little piggy stayed home to stitch. It's just so cute. And so then it comes with, it's a kit, and there's your little piggy out of a cutter quilt. So cute. Okay. What else have I bought? I bought this pattern. Actually, I bought another quilt pattern. I don't know where I put it. Anyway, come the end of the year, there's going to be a line of fabric released from Thimble Blossoms, Camille Roz Kelly. I did a lot of Bonnie and Camille over the years and love their fabrics, and then just kind of, I was done and wanted to move on. But she's got a line coming out toward the end of the year called Blueprint. It's all blues and whites, and I love blue and white. So I am going to make us a new bed for our new quilt for our king size bed. I have one on there right now that I've made actually out of Bonnie and Camille fabrics. And so I'm just in the mood for a new one, and I love blue and white, and so I think I want to change it up. And the fabrics are so beautiful. So I pre-ordered 2 layer cakes. This quilt only requires 1 layer cake, but I got 2 so that I can, because a lot of times when you get a pre-cut, you know, it's all the fabrics in the line of fabric. And so if there's neutrals and whites, they're in there too. And I didn't really want to use a bunch of those in this pattern because I'm going to need a white or a almost white background or whatever. Anyway, so I bought this. It's called Irish Change. And these are, you only make these blocks here. And so I'm going to pick out a darker blue from the line and order that yardage, not a solid, but one of the prints to do this, the chain. And then not a complete white for the background, but one of the white backgrounds from the print or from the line for that. And then everything else, these are just your layer cake squares. So I'm going to make a king size quilt that looks like that. So I'm excited. This is a PDF download from the Missouri Star Quilt Company. It looks really easy. She has a tutorial, but it's not hard at all. And you can do it up to, yeah, it's a king size quilt. So I don't know if I'll have to add a border to it, but we'll deal with that later. So, and then my crazy big purchase. I'm a nut. I mean, it's thick. It's thick. I bought a pattern for an applique quilt. This is called the Caswell quilt, circa 1835. And it is designed by Corliss Circe, the Red Bear. And this is actually patterned after here, I'll read you that. This quilt was inspired by the Caswell carpet made by Zerua Higley Guernsey in Vermont between 1832 and 1835. So this was a carpet. And it's one of the most famous embroidered rugs. And it's believed that she made it entirely from wool, sheared from her father's sheep. And so then this is a quilt that is designed based on that rug. And it's called the Caswell quilt. And so this is all applique, and it's gorgeous, and I can't wait to do it. So I can leave a link where I bought this, and you can order that as well. So that's what I bought. So that is, I think, everything I have to share with you today. I just hope that you are having a lot of great stitching time, enjoying your summer. I hope you have a wonderful 4th of July coming up. We're going to be busy, and we have my husband and I have our anniversary coming up, and we have a beach trip at some point, and so always something exciting happening. So I will be thinking about you. Thank you again for sharing your comments with me. Let me know what you think I should start for my birthday, and I will pray for you, and I look forward to seeing you the next time when we talk some more about what I've been up to. So until then, take care. God bless you. Bye.